Hey loungers, Cole's here. Today I'm going to do a quick run through the hard mode battle of Zuko in the Avatar event. I ran this last night after everyone in the guild said it was fantastic, and I'll tell you what, it did not disappoint. This has to be one of the best single fights I've done in Heroes vs. Hordes. This is what's missing from Dragon's Tower. This was a fantastic single boss fight because it's hard. So much of this game is put on autopilot, so that when there is something you actually have to do, it makes it so much more fun. And typically, I grind for these moments. It's when you can show off your skill in Heroes vs. Hordes, and not your wallet. And also note that I'm wearing glasses and a hat because this is an impromptu record day. I wasn't planning on doing a second video this week, but this fight was so much fun that I figured I'd jump right into it. Alright, real quick here. The build for AANG that I like a lot is getting Attraction Tome. That's actually super important. And then getting Boulder Toss with Cyclone and his main weapon. Those are key. Gale Storm, Gale Punch, whatever it's called. That's the core build. And then to fight Zuko, I recommend going a little bit defensive. So something like Armor Tome or Life Tome, and then Cooldown Tome and Damage Tome. You need Damage Tome to evolve both Cyclone and to evolve his main weapon. And then Armor will help you survive through all the times you get hit by Zuko, I think. Not entirely sure, or Life Tome has the same idea. You're gonna take some damage in this boss fight, so it's all a matter of giving yourself the best opportunity to live through it. You'll see that I have it on 1.6 speed, and I'll tell you what, 1.6 speed is great. I think I would definitely pay $5 for a permanent speed boost. Not I think, I would pay $5 for a permanent speed boost. 10 is pushing my limit. What I would like to know is how many people pay for the $5 pet expedition pack, because I can see the game boost having the same market as that, where it's just a great use of $5, even if it's like a 1.2% increase. It made Dragon Tower, for me, like 4 times more fun. I'm gonna do a whole video on that, I keep talking about it now, so I'll have all my thoughts in that. But the general gist was that for modes where you don't do a lot at the beginning, that 1.6 speed helps a lot, and Avatar is one of those events. And I have it now in full disclosure because they gave it to me for being a creator. I got 1 month free of the game speed boost, 30 avatar rolls, and 2,000 gems for being one of the first creators. I didn't end up getting any avatar heroes, so those spins were kind of a waste, and I had already used all my avatar currency, figuring that the event was over, so I wouldn't have been able to do anything had I gotten a hero anyway. But in full disclosure, that happened, and I'm saving my gems, and so I'm up to like 9,000 gems now, and hopefully Necromancer, or Dark Paladin, or Lotus Pike, or something fun comes up in this next event so I can spend them down. Okay. But focusing back on the run, the most important thing that you want to do during the first half of the run and in any of these avatar stages is just collect as much experience as you can. Attraction Tome, for that reason, is hugely important. His pickup radius is real small, and that additional pickup radius is like an XP tome on steroids. After that, evolving his main weapon will give you the most damage, and I really like Cyclone because it dishes out damage in a path that you can then follow to pick up experience. The guys in my guild were saying that you want to take Firewall instead of Inferno, so that's the other fire one that isn't whichever one I took. I get them confused all the time. Okay, so starting up the Zuko battle. 2 important things with Zuko. The first one is don't play Zuko on 1.6 times speed. I made that mistake and it's impossible. And the second one is turn on visibility mode. You're not gonna be able to see anything if visibility mode isn't on. There's just too much stuff flying around the battlefield. You won't be able to tell what's yours or what's Zuko's, and it's just gonna be a mess. So no 1.6 speed and put on visibility mode. After that, you get an infinite amount of tries. Don't spend gems on revives. Half the people in my guild are spending gems to revive AANG. Dudes, you get free retries. Just close out of the run, try again. Goal here is not to spend gems. Zuko's got a bunch of annoying attacks. The first one is a AoE shot of fireballs. You just have to avoid them. And then he does some kind of random attack of fireballs, either shooting off of you and then bouncing off walls. And then finally, he's got fire that comes from the sides of the screen in different patterns that you have to thread through. I only attempted this battle twice, and what I learned from the first one into the second one was that if you can kind of kite in circles, that'll help, and try and keep constantly moving as far away from Zuko as you can. That'll give you more time to deal with him. I also learned he's got an AoE damage thing around him, so don't get too close. I made that mistake and took a bunch of unneeded damage. You do get limited revive rage, so that'll help you clear out Zuko's health a little bit when you die, and you'll probably die once during the fight. Later in the second phase of Zuko, you're gonna have some fireballs that chase after you, and Zuko moving around and coming at you too. You're you're just gonna have to keep moving and trying to find a path that's in between all of the obstacles. I'm telling you guys, practice helps. Even doing the first one at 1.6 times speed, I knew I could do it better the second time at regular speed, just from having done it the first time, so you can see all of his moves. And you get infinite retries, so don't spend gems. So the big thing here is just an example run of how to beat Zuko, so you can get a sense and a feel for it. The key here is just to practice. You will get better at that Zuko fight once you do it a couple times, and you get used to all of his different moves. Just keep moving and try and hit the holes between all of his abilities. I know that's lame, but sometimes you just have to practice to get good at something. And I'm Coles, a high-level HVH player. Please subscribe to the video if you like the content, or check out my Patreon, where you'll be entered for a monthly HVH giveaway. You can also become an executive producer. The executive producers of this video are Cake Invictus, Riverwind, The Wubba, Krabs, Charlos, Dustin, Jason, and Lady Ika. Thank you all for your support. Please subscribe if you like the content. And remember, always do your adventures!